How's it going, everybody? Just wanted to make a quick video to help anybody out that has got a PlayStation 5 and is trying to transfer their files from their PlayStation 4 over to their PlayStation 5, and either maybe it got stuck during the file transfer, or in my situation, I didn't realize how long it was going to take, and it was going to take to transfer about 500 gigabytes. It was going to take 21 hours. So it was going to take 21 hours before I could use my PlayStation 5 again after I just got it, and I wasn't willing to wait that long. Tells you not to turn off your PlayStation 4 or 5 while the transfer data is taking place. I risked it and turned it off because I couldn't go until the next day to play my PlayStation 5 for the first time. But I'm here to tell you that you're not going to break your console. I thought I was. I thought I did. What happened was I turned off the PlayStation 4, I turned off the PlayStation 5. Everything seemed like it was working with the PlayStation 5. Once it turned back on, it immediately went into factory reset. So it basically acted like all the setup that I had done before I got to that stage, because it's the last step, is do you want to transfer data from your PlayStation 4 to your PlayStation 5? So went through, English, yada yada, sign in to your PlayStation Network account, all the prerequisite things, and then at the very end it says, do you want to transfer data from your PlayStation 4 to your PlayStation 5? And I say, especially if you have PlayStation Plus account, don't worry about it. Just don't do it. It's not really worth it. I feel like it's slower to do it that way than it is to just upload all the games manually. It takes a little bit longer it takes a little bit more user input on your end, but then you can immediately start using your PlayStation 5. I was under the impression, I don't know if I read an article, saw a video, that if you started the file transfer, that you could start using your PS5 while that's going on. That's not the case. That thing is locked up. It is not going to work. You are stuck at that stage until it gets done. Or you do what I'm about to tell you, which worked for me, which is ignore that the PlayStation 5 tells you not to turn it off. Ignore the PlayStation 4 tells you not to turn it off. It is going to be the PlayStation 4 gave me a little bit of trouble and had me a little bit worried. The PlayStation 5, like I said, went into factory reset. Everything just reset like I didn't do anything. And then I just had to go back through all the prompts again, re-sign back in. And then when I got to the file data transfer, I just ignored that part. I was able to find in settings, you can, if you don't have a PlayStation Plus account, then I would say transfer all. Either way, you can transfer your save data during that initial part. That doesn't take very long. It's only a couple of gigabytes usually. It was like 6 for mine, and I've quite a few games that I've played over the years, so that wasn't that big of a deal. So, transfer that over, whatever. But if you have a PlayStation Plus account, you don't even need to do it then, especially if you're not even going to play any of your PS4 games right away. All your trophies transfer over, you just won't have your save data. So it's not that big of a deal. But then later on, you can go back into the settings, and it will say, do you want to if you have a PlayStation Plus account, do you want to download save data for your PS4, and then it'll have a long list of all the different apps and video games that you've played, and then you just select all and download, and took like 15 minutes for the 6 gigabytes on my end. But for the PS4, once that thing wants to start transferring data, it does not want to get out of that mode. It will stay in that mode. So I turned it off. I pulled the power cord out. I clicked the power button a couple of times. Little PC building trick. If you can see the dilapidated PC behind me. And still, as soon as I turned it back on, transfer data. Do not turn off PS4. It was just stuck at that screen. The trick is, you got to put it into safe mode. Once you put it into safe mode, so the way that you do that, you turn off your PS4, I guess it really probably doesn't matter if it's a full turn off, but just probably do a full turn off, just to be on the safe side, instead of putting it into rest mode. Hold it, 10 seconds until you hear that second beep, then it goes fully off. To put it into safe mode, you basically do that exact same thing like you're turning it off fully. You hold it, sorry if the camera's shaking, you hold it and you keep it held until you hear a second beep. And once you hear that second beep, it is now in safe mode. And there will be a list of like 6 different options. One is just restart the console. The one that I chose, which completely knocked out the transfer and didn't do any damage at all, was rebuild the hard drive. And if you're not familiar with that, it is something that you're supposed to do anyways. It's a preventive maintenance thing that I've heard is good for your hard drive. Every once in a while, I don't know, 6 months to a year, rebuild the hard drive, and it just is good maintenance for your PlayStation 4. So if you didn't know that, there you go. But the added benefit is that if you're stuck in a data transfer, whether because you realized it was going to take 21 hours and you didn't want to wait 21 hours before you could start playing on your next gen system, and you realized how little you cared about those PlayStation 4 games, or you think, or it's stuck, right, and you don't know how to get out of it, and you're afraid of turning it off or doing anything like that. So here to tell you, you're not going to mess anything up. PS5 just goes into factory reset. PS4, you do that quick safe mode reboot. You rebuild the hard drive, acts like it never happened, and then you rebuild your hard drive, which is some maintenance you need to do anyway. So hopefully that wasn't too long of an explanation. Got a little lost in the PS5 portion of it, which really is the least worrying part because it just takes care of itself. The PS4, on the other hand, that got me scared at first because I turned it off like 5 different times and it kept saying data transfer, data transfer, data transfer. Do not turn off the PlayStation 4. And when I was on the PS5 trying to communicate and find the PS4, couldn't find it. Right, it was stuck in its own little loop. It wasn't talking with my PS5 anymore. So yeah, that's it. You just put it into safe mode, rebuild the hard drive. There might be other options available. You could just restart the system. Rebuilding the hard drive worked for me. I'm sure it will work for you. I wouldn't also recommend doing this. My recommendation would be to not get to that point. If you have a bunch of games that you want to transfer over, just do it manually. Download it from the store. Put the disc in. If you have the disc copy. If you don't have the disc copy, I guess you couldn't play it on your PS5 anyways, right? If you have the digital PS5 and you have a copy of it with the disc, I don't think transferring the game data over would solve that. I feel like it would still need the disc in the console to validate that it's actually the authentic game, but I'm not sure. I got the disc. The one with the hard drive, the disc drive in it, and so the PlayStation app was telling me my download was done, so that's kind of cool. There you go, a little added feature I didn't know about. The PlayStation 5 communicates with your app and lets you know the progress of things. So Modern Warfare and all of its mini packets are all downloading now, and I can play that whenever. But yeah, so there you go. Yeah, if you get stuck or you find out it's too long, this is how you get out of it and not destroy your system. So hope that helped.